Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star original continent based on novel. So let's start. Thoughts flooded Luo Feng's mind, and he couldn't think straight. Purple Moon Holy Land. He hadn't been in Universe Ocean for a long time, and the only enemy he had made was the Divine Eye clan, yet the two Holy Lands weren't his enemies. They must have had some unpleasant encounters with Eastern Emperor Holy Land. However, Purple Moon Holy Land fought for the inheritance, just like all the other powers in Universe Ocean, but they didn't try their best. Eastern Emperor occupied the most important and the most central area, trying to take Boat of Mausoleum by force. On the other hand, powers like Purple Moon Holy Land all waited outside, and they didn't contact Luo Feng during the fight. Neither did they try to make a deal with him. They didn't try to negotiate with me, and it's been outside the power struggle all the time. Why did they? Luo Feng immediately held grudges against Purple Moon Holy Land. How could he not? The humans had been in a wonderful situation before, yet with Purple Moon Holy Land meddling, it was in danger now. I have several bodies, Boat of Mausoleum and Star Tower, thought Luo Feng. That Purple Moon ancestor should understand that no matter how horrifying the battle is, I'll survive. If he wants to force me to give out the inheritance, it'll be impossible. Why is he against me and humans? Besides, if he really wants the inheritance, he should at least try to negotiate with me. Luo Feng was speculating. Purple Moon Holy Land. They didn't seem to care much about the inheritance from Duandong River, especially Purple Moon ancestor. He didn't seem to desire the Duandong River inheritance very much. Why was he against Luo Feng and the humans? It was baffling, and Luo Feng felt that Purple Moon ancestor must have some other purpose. What does this Purple Moon ancestor want? He's willing to give the inheritance information from ancient civilization to the Freedom Alliance for them to gang up on me and the humans. Luo Feng sensed that there must be many factors unknown to him. Inside the palace, after Shahua Island leader finished talking, he said, "I failed you this time. However, since I obtained some information from you, I won't do anything during this battle." He left after he finished speaking. Luo Feng, Darkness Master, Primal Chaos City Leader, and Peng Gong watched him leave without stopping him. They understood that if they gave Shahua Island leader the information on how to become Limit Universe Supreme Masters, he might actually help the humans. However, one Universe Supreme Master couldn't change anything. Otherwise, they would have used that to draw Supreme Masters to their side a long time ago. "Prepare for the war," said Primal Chaos City Leader. "Okay." Luo Feng, Peng Gong Master, and Darkness Master nodded with solemn faces. Inside the palace of the Freedom Alliance, controlled by Shahua Island leader. "Shahua, we wronged you this time. We hope you understand. Brother Shahua, Lightwalker Master brought each of the Universe Masters lots of benefits, which is why we followed him this time. Once the war is over and we get the inheritance, Lightwalker won't have any power to command us anymore. The Alliance leader of the Freedom Alliance is you." "That's right. We support you, Shahua." The Universe Masters on the division of Shahu Island leader kept consoling him, as they knew he was deeply upset. "All right, I understand your reasoning. You didn't do the wrong thing." Shahua Island leader looked around, and he saw the exit of the palace. He couldn't help sighing. Although these Universe Masters were in his division, they weren't his slaves, which was why they all stayed at the exit to prevent him from going to the humans and turning them over to the humans. They were all at the exit. Once they all utilized their power, and with lots of them having multiple bodies, they could rival 8 or 9 Universe Supreme Masters and burst out of the palace. Shahua Island leader transmitted his voice. Prepare for the battle. Even though his plan had failed, he didn't want to antagonize them. After all, there were many divisions in the Freedom Alliance, and no powers were willing to bow to another. Nobody could control everyone. He was leading a division and was the only Universe Supreme Master, so other powers were convinced of his reputation. Besides, the other Universe Masters followed Lightwalker Master, because he had the inheritance information given by Purple Moon Ancestor. Once they had the inheritance information, they wouldn't follow Lightwalker Master anymore. After all, many Universe Masters were actually foes of Lightwalker Master. Ha ha ha. Prison Race Devil Ancestor guffawed. I can't believe the humans are so stupid that they even wrong you, Freedom Alliance. Once your alliance cooperates with us, we'll have more than 800 Universe Masters, and more than 10 Universe Supreme Masters, accounting for almost 80% of the top powers in the original universe. Those humans are not our match. They'll definitely lose. That's right, they'll lose. They are nobody. If we attack them all at once, they'll be crushed, and lots of Universe Masters will die. The United Forces Alliance and the Freedom Alliance got close to each other, and transmitted their voices using their godly power. They were all cheerful and confident, of course. More than 800 Universe Masters, and more than 10 Universe Supreme Masters. Nobody could resist such a power in the original universe. Those cowards from the human race. They hide in Star Tower, and we can't hurt them. Encircle them. Encircle Star Tower. That's right, encircle. Encircle Star Tower completely. Once they exit Star Tower, we'll attack them. They won't be able to resist our attacks. Unless they hide in Star Tower forever. If they want to hide in Star Tower forever, we'll encircle and suppress them forever. We only need 1/3 of the Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Masters to guard this place. Then they won't have any power to fight back, and we can take this chance to rob the human territory. Without their territory and trapped forever. Unless they go back to the primal universe. However, without the resources from the original universe, the humans won't have a future, so they'll be a threat no more. In the towering 9-story Star Tower, the true treasure palaces from the United Forces Alliance and the Freedom Alliance floated and started to move. They surrounded Star Tower like a giant oval with Star Tower at the center, enveloping it entirely. More than 800 Universe Masters, and more than 10 Universe Supreme Masters. The Universe Masters and the 3 ancestral gods from the Ancestral God School were all terrified. Such terrific power. The humans don't even stand a chance. They were all panicking. Don't panic, the old Ancestral God growled. Even though we of the Ancestral God School want to help the humans, we'll be attacked by the hundreds of Universe Masters if we appear from Ancestral God Altar. Many of us will die. We must stay in Ancestral God Altar and defend ourselves. As long as we stay in Ancestral God Altar, all the material attacks can be neutralized. With the 3 of us combined, along with the help of the mind of the original universe, any soul attacks can be defended by our blurry godly power. That's right. We don't need to worry about our safety, but we can't help the humans. I think the humans will understand why we do this. The 3 ancestral gods and the Universe Masters made up their minds immediately. They all hid in Ancestral God Altar and didn't appear. Saving their lives was their top priority. After all, it was an alliance of more than 800 Universe Masters, and more than 10 Universe Supreme Masters. Who dared to resist that? Everyone in Star Tower was worried. The 100+ Universe Masters staying in Star Tower could see those true treasure palaces surrounding them clearly, as their view outside was unobstructed. Surrender, humans. Give us the inheritance from the ancient civilization. The inheritance to evolve from Universe Masters to limit Universe Supreme Masters, give it all to us. Once we confirm it, we'll retreat. Otherwise, you humans won't be able to thrive in the original universe anymore. The human territory won't belong to you anymore. Give us the inheritance. Give us the inheritance. The voices spread into Star Tower. The 100+ Universe Masters in Star Tower, especially Universe Masters of other races, all panicked. Primal Chaos City Leader, Luo Feng, Darkness Master, Peng Gong Master, Longyang Master, Huang Jian Master. All the Universe Masters looked around and realized that even if they gave a strict order, those Universe Masters of other races wouldn't make attacks at the exit. After all, they wouldn't be willing to die. They seek to force us to give out the inheritance. Primal Chaos City Leader looked cold. Only in their dreams. Luo Feng stared outside as well. These races all regarded the humans as a huge threat, but once the humans gave out the inheritance, the bug race, the demon race, the automaton race, and the others would grow more powerful as well, which meant the humans wouldn't be a threat to them in the future, even if they were stronger. The other races had two choices. 1, they could receive the inheritance and retreat. Or 2, they could knock the humans out of the original universe. Both choices were acceptable to the United Forces Alliance. Luo Feng. Primal Chaos City Leader looked at Luo Feng. Luo Feng. Darkness Master looked to Luo Feng as well. Milky Way, added Peng Gong. All the human universe masters looked to Luo Feng. They already knew the plan, and they also understood how strong it was. However, under the current circumstances, only Luo Feng's plan was likely to work. This plan involved a gamble that would risk Luo Feng's life. Luo Feng's eyes glinted coldly. Leave it to me. Be careful, Primal Chaos City Leader said, concerned. Don't worry. Luo Feng looked at all the towering true treasure palaces outside. They want to kill me. Though he sounded relaxed, it was an alliance of more than 800 universe masters, and more than 10 universe supreme masters. Larger, larger, larger. Luo Feng's power immediately surged. At the same time, the towering star tower became larger. 100 billion kilometers tall, 1 trillion kilometers tall. It kept expanding and growing, and it collided with all the true treasure palaces. 17 palace true treasures from both the Freedom Alliance and the United Forces Alliance surrounded Star Tower that stood erected in the dark and quiet void space. They remained at a distance of around 100 billion kilometers from Star Tower, and Star Tower was originally at a height of 100 billion kilometers and a width of 10 billion kilometers. That meant that it was completely encircled by the 17 palaces and forced to be nailed to its current spot. Hand over the inheritance. Hand over the inheritance. The morale of the United Forces was high and mighty, and they were filled with absolute confidence that they were in an extremely advantageous position. Big, bigger, bigger. Star Tower suddenly expanded and shot from a height of 100 billion kilometers to a height of 1 trillion kilometers. Within a fleeting moment, the base diameter of Star Tower also soared from 10 billion kilometers to 100 billion kilometers. The massive size brought Star Tower crashing into the 17 palace true treasures stationed all around it. The humans are escaping. Be careful. Star Tower suddenly expanded. The humans might be thinking of ways to escape. Stay alert, everyone. Northern Territory, we are going to rely on your ability to keep them captive. They won't be able to escape. Countless star points suddenly appeared out of thin air within the surroundings of the void space, and all of them seemed to be connected by faint rays of light. At that moment, an area encompassing several light years was completely enshrouded by these countless star points. This was the Supreme True Treasure, Shichu Starlight River, a domain-type Supreme True Treasure owned by Northern Territory Alliance Master. Luo Feng stood inside Star Tower and observed how the United Forces Alliance was not bothered at all when the base of the massive Star Tower crashed into them. Apparently, they were worried about any unexpected moves by the humans who had just taken a befuddling course of action. They must have been worried enough for Northern Territory Alliance Master to resort to using his domain-type Supreme True Treasure, Shichu Starlight River. Escape. Luo Feng stared outside and sneered. You all should be the ones wanting to escape. What a pity. There is no escape for you all, even if you try. Endless remote ocean. Attack. Even before Luo Feng manipulated the expansion of Star Tower, he had already begun manipulating his endless remote ocean, preparing those boundless waters behind every side door of Star Tower's base story. The moment Star Tower expanded, with a single intention in mind, the mighty ocean waters of his endless remote ocean would surge out of Star Tower in a frenzied, insane onslaught. All around the bottom story of Star Tower, there was a total of 9 side doors. This base was the entrance to the deep abyss of Star Tower. Everything that was sucked and absorbed into Star Tower would enter through this main entrance. Be careful. The humans may escape. Stay vigilant, keep watch over every single corner. Do not let the humans escape. The United Forces camp was worried that the humans might escape. Suddenly, from all 9 side doors at the base story of the towering Star Tower. At that moment, Star Tower was at a towering height that exceeded 1 trillion kilometers, and the height of every side door was at a few tens of billions of kilometers. Shortly after, the ocean water started gushing out of the 9 side doors wildly. The palace true treasures that were mere inches away from Star Tower, which had already suffered a collision with Star Tower earlier on, were instantly drowned by that insane outburst of ocean water. When the godly body of a universe master expanded, it could reach a height of 1 million kilometers, or even 10 million kilometers in an instant. When a true treasure expanded, its size could reach 10 billion kilometers, or even 100 billion kilometers in an instant, and the rate of all these expansions was not restricted to any limits, such as so-called light speed. Remote ocean was, itself, a godly body. And it was one of Luo Feng's 4 main godly bodies. The new, endless remote ocean body was merely an avatar created by making use of the talent of his remote ocean. The highest peak that this avatar could attain was only up to 1,000 times life gene level, but the true endless remote could attain the perfect gene level of a universe master. The ocean waters surged out, expanded in fleeting moments, especially the deep abyss at the bottom of Star Tower, where a tremendous amount of ocean water rushed out all at once. Bigger, bigger. Luo Feng was trying his best to control it with his consciousness. At that moment, he was urging the remote ocean to expand. In an instant, remote ocean reached a maximum diameter of 300 billion kilometers, with a terrifying depth of 30 billion kilometers. Of course, the actual volume of the remote ocean, at its current level must have actually been 80 billion kilometers, but at that moment, it grew to an extremely massive diameter of 300 billion kilometers. Its godly body had purposefully expanded to a great volume. In only an instant, Star Tower expanded to a height of 1 trillion kilometers, and collided into the 17 palace true treasures. Thereafter, the endless remote ocean suddenly expanded and spread out, thus allowing its godly body to expand a little more. Since it was large to begin with, growing larger, around 10 times its current size, was effortless. What is happening? Why is there ocean water all over the place? What has happened? What is happening? Is this a domain-type true treasure? The United Forces camp was not worried at the moment. They had the ultimate advantage of being a group with strong capability, thus, they were quite confident. Yet the sudden appearance of ocean waters confused them. Was this endless ocean a domain? But Northern Territory Alliance Master had just executed Shichu Starlight River. Theoretically speaking, other domains would not be able to appear. It's not a domain. It's a godly power. Northern Territory Alliance Master replied via voice transmission. That endless ocean and my Shichu Starlight River do not go against one another, so it is not a domain. Besides, I can sense an extremely strong godly power. This endless ocean water should be an endless godly power. It must be something like 9 Remoteness Masters 9 Remoteness Ocean. The entire ocean has a maximum diameter of 300 billion kilometers. Its smallest diameter is 30 billion kilometers. Godly power. Yes, being a little more thorough now, I can feel it too. It is definitely a godly power. Every drop of ocean water is a drop of godly power. Such an endless and massive godly body. Only someone like the Ancestral God School's 9 Remoteness Master could possibly own one. 9 Remoteness Ocean. No, this is not the 9 Remoteness Ocean. I know the aura of 9 Remoteness Ocean very well, and I have met with 9 Remoteness Master on several occasions. The aura that this godly power exudes does not belong to this. This is Luo Feng's aura. Shockhorn, what did you say? It's Luo Feng's aura, there is no mistaking this. I have fought him before. I exchanged blows with him. This is the aura of his godly power. Milky Way Luo Feng's godly body. Luo Feng also has a godly body like the 9 Remoteness Ocean. The sudden news dealt a shock to over 800 universe masters, and over 10 universe supreme masters. 9 Remoteness Ocean was very well known in the primal universe, and 9 Remoteness Master was known to be its sole master. He owned all of it, no one other than him. And 9 Remoteness Ocean was said to be a godly body that was a supreme true treasure, no one could do harm to it. The amount of godly power that its massive godly body swallowed every passing moment far exceeded the godly power absorbed by the entire godly body of any other universe master. Who wouldn't be jealous? However, the restrictions that such a massive godly body would face were apparent, too. Moving about was extremely challenging. 9 Remoteness Master had relied on his talent technique to create his avatar, and this avatar was only 1/10 of his godly power gene level. The volume of his godly body was not out of the ordinary. This caused 9 Remoteness Master to lose out to Primal Chaos City Leader, Star River Master, and some other existences in terms of capability. Luo Feng's maximum combat power is only at 6th tier, as the top level. How can he possess such a massive godly body? That's right. Previously, Luo Feng revealed that he had a golden horned beast body and an earthling body, which both had combat power at 6th tier, as the top level. With such powerful bodies, how is it possible for him to own another godly body similar to 9 Remoteness Ocean? The universe is vast, but such an out-of-this-world occurrence is simply impossible. Besides, the gene level of 9 Remoteness Ocean is extremely high. Golden Horned Beast is just another body created from a talent technique. It would be impossible for it to breed such a formidable body. While the United Forces Alliance was still in shock after learning that this vast ocean was another of Luo Feng's bodies, some universe masters of the other races, who had joined the human camp, were equally taken aback. Hesitate no more, Primal Chaos City Leader ordered via voice transmission. All universe masters will start attacking with concerted efforts. Attack. Primal Chaos City Leader, if the United Forces Alliance retaliates, there is no way we can put up any resistance. True, Primal Chaos City Leader. Obviously, none of the other races were willing to sacrifice themselves. Primal Chaos City Leader's gaze swept the surroundings. Ever so coldly, he said, "Fret not. All their palace true treasures are within Remote Ocean, and Remote Ocean is where endless godly powers bind together. Their attacks will be blocked and consumed by the godly power of Remote Ocean. This is why they will never be able to successfully attack any of you. Meanwhile, on the other hand, you all can attack to your heart's content. Not only will Remote Ocean not put up any resistance, but it will, on the contrary, join you all in attacking your opponents." What the humans mean to say is, universe masters from the other races, as well as the group of great beings from the Ancestral God School, who were in Ancestral God Altar, which was parked beside Star Tower, also received the same voice transmission. They were all shocked out of their wits. They understood the humans' intentions. They actually intended to allow Luo Feng to depend on this Remote Ocean to block all the attacks coming from the entire United Forces camp. Insane. It was beyond insane. Did the humans think they could simply rely on a ridiculously massive godly body to ward off the combined attacks of over 800 universe masters and over 10 universe supreme masters? Too dangerous. This is too dangerous. Luo Feng is as good as courting his doom. The other races found it hard to believe, as this was no different than Luo Feng sending himself to the face of his enemy. Perhaps if this endless Remote Ocean was pitted against a single opponent, or pitted against 10 opponents, it could proudly stick its nose up at its opponents, and still, no one in the entire primal universe would be able to do anything to it. But this time around, it faced a combination of over 800 universe masters. Instantly, over 100 universe masters from different races looked toward Luo Feng in his silver armor and silver wings. "Everyone," Luo Feng ordered in a low voice, "let's not waste time. We shall attack the nearest target." Having said his piece, Luo Feng pointed to the nearest palace true treasure, which was in an environment enveloped by endless ocean water. Whirlpools were starting to appear in the surroundings. These whirlpools parted to give way to a passageway that led deep within the palace true treasure, where Dream Demon, ancestor of the demons, and the troop he led were stationed. There was a total of around 40 universe masters inside this palace true treasure. On the human side, adding on the ancestral god school, they had a force of around 200 universe masters. Luo Feng, primal chaos city leader, darkness master, Penggong master, and the three great ancestral gods, in particular, were all capable of unleashing extremely strong combat powers. All the humans were brought together to join forces and attack that palace true treasure. Naturally, they were in an advantageous position. The moment the humans made the slightest move, the United Force camp would know their intentions. Northern Territory Alliance Masters' aged voice resounded. The humans are simply insane. They actually think that they can rely on a single remote ocean godly body to stop us all, then concentrate all their combat power to deal with one palace true treasure. They think they can use this method to attack and destroy the palace true treasures one by one. So crazy. Too confident. What arrogance. They think that merely one ocean with godly power is able to resist over 800 universe masters and more than 10 universe supreme masters. All universe masters, all supreme masters, execute your soul attacks altogether, all of you. Direct them all around that ocean with godly powers. Altogether, as one team, execute your soul attacks. The United Force camp grew wild with emotion and excitement. So many universe masters, so many universe supreme masters. With all their soul attacks accumulated, I don't suppose Luo Feng will be able to block off every single attack all by himself. I am going to bring this extraordinary talent to meet his doom. I am going to annihilate him right now. Luo Feng, annihilate. Luo Feng, annihilate. Attack. Northern Territory Alliance Master commanded via voice transmission. Dream Demon Ancestor, Shock Demon Ancestor, and Father God from the automaton race. Those from the United Force were all elevated. They were all looking forward to the end, and they all thought that it was impossible to kill Luo Feng. After all, as powerful it was as Luo Feng, as long as he didn't look for his own death, nobody was able to kill him as he had Star Tower and Boat of Mausoleum. However, Luo Feng seemed to be suicidal now. How could they let such a great chance go? More than 800 universe masters, and more than 10 universe supreme masters. Some of the universe masters even had multiple bodies, so there were around 900 godly bodies of universe masters. And with the universe supreme masters numbering in the teens, all the blurry godly power made an attack at once. It amounted to the combination of 1,000 godly bodies of universe masters. What level of power was it? Universe masters were ranked from level 1 to level 6. As for universe supreme masters, they could only use the godly power of universe masters with life gene levels of 10,000 times even in universe ocean, as they were suppressed by the mind of the original universe. Therefore, ordinary universe supreme masters could only wield power at level 7, and those lucky enough to get supreme true treasures could reach level 8, like Father God from the automaton race. Huge Axe Creator, before getting the supreme true treasure, had been at level 8. After acquiring the supreme true treasure, he had been able to wield more power with the engravings on the supreme true treasure, at which point he had reached level 9. At level 7 were the mediocre universe supreme masters. Level 8 was the ordinary level. Level 9, both Huge Axe Creator and the first true master from the Divine Eye clan were at this level. Level 10 was Teacher Origin's level. Teacher Origin had roamed Universe Ocean in the past, and nobody had been his match, which was why he was at level 10. This was the definitive limit of a Universe Supreme Master. In the 3 universe eras, nobody except Teacher Origin had reached that level. Although no individuals couldn't reach this level, numbers could help. And at this moment, more than 800 Universe Masters, and more than 10 Universe Supreme Masters were making attacks at once, which was as powerful as 1,000 godly bodies of Universe Masters. How terrific that was! An average Universe Master was at level 4. More than 10 Universe Masters could reach top-tier level 6. The combination of 100 Universe Masters could reach level 8. And the combination of 1,000 Universe Masters exceeded level 9, nearly reaching level 10. The combination of 1,000 godly bodies of universe masters should reach level 10. Luo Feng, you'll die trying to resist it all by yourself. You're dead. Even the most powerful universe supreme masters in Universe Ocean can only wield power at level 9. Now, almost 80% of the top-tier power in the original universe has been combined. 80% of a universe era, and it reached level 10 already. Even if you have a supreme true treasure to guard your soul, your godly power is inferior to a universe supreme master. You're dead. Die. Die, Luo Feng. Die. The United Forces Alliance looked forward to seeing Luo Feng die. All 17 true treasure palaces made attacks at the same time. Blurry godly power. Attack. The leaders in the palaces gave orders one by one. The old beast god, Space Beast ancestor from the Space Beast Alliance, sighed. He was at least an acquittance to Luo Feng. However, the current situation had to do with his fundamental interests. As for sitting mountain guest, he couldn't change anything, as it was an action taken by the entire alliance. Space Beast ancestor gave the order. Attack. The universe masters under him started to make attacks, including Golden Horn Master. It was silent. All the universe masters from the human team were watching closely. Many were even staring at Luo Feng. They wanted to see how Luo Feng would come to an end. The peerless genius from the human race. Would he become stronger in the future, and reach the level of teacher origin, or even transcend incarnations? Or would he die? The universe masters present, even the 3 ancestral gods with the mind of the original universe, couldn't guarantee that they could resist the soul attacks from more than 800 universe masters, and 10 universe supreme masters. Like Primal Chaos City Leader and Darkness Master, they were certain that they would die if they tried it. Primal Chaos City Leader stared at Luo Feng. Luo Feng, he said. He had been worried before. However, Luo Feng was confident. Besides, Luo Feng had handled the soul attack from more than 100 universe masters of other races. But that was only around 100 universe masters. It was way more powerful this time. Luo Feng was confident that he could resist it. Primal Chaos City Leader didn't want the humans to be forced back to the original universe, so he agreed to it. Luo Feng. Darkness Master, Pengong Master, Ice Mountain Master, Void Gold Master, and Longyang Master all gazed at Luo Feng. The fate of humanity depended on this. Would the humans be forced to leave the original universe? Would the human territory be occupied, and all the life forms within it be slaughtered? Or could they still prosper in the original universe? This was the moment. Attack. Attack. Kill Luo Feng. Die, Luo Feng. All 17 true treasure palaces performed blurry godly power attacks. The ocean water was everywhere, covering all the palace true treasures, so the great beings only needed to attack the water. When the universe masters and universe supreme masters attacked remote ocean, they were effectively attacking the soul. The attack was silent, but blurry godly power at this level was too strong, so even the space around the godly power was turned into particles. As for those from the human team staying in Star Tower, they all felt the space tremble. Luo Feng. Luo Feng. They all looked to Luo Feng. Primal Chaos City Leader's eyes turned red, and his godly body trembled. He was worried about the fate of humans and Luo Feng. Was Luo Feng still alive? Luo Feng, clad in silver wings and silver boots, had his 4 wings open. He stood still, as if frozen in place. Luo Feng. Luo Feng. The human universe masters all stared at Luo Feng, holding their collective breath. All of a sudden, Luo Feng, standing still as a sculpture, turned his head and smiled at Primal Chaos City Leader, Darkness Master, Longyang Master, and the other universe masters. He smirked. He showed his white teeth, and he had a bright smile. The brightness of his smile inspired the human universe masters. They all felt that the future looked more promising. Luo Feng. Luo Feng. Ha ha ha. The human universe masters rushed forward. They were all excited, and some of them even had tears in their eyes. They were all exhilarated. Even Primal Chaos City leader had tears in his eyes. Universe masters of other races on the human team were also thrilled. They were not as elated as the humans, but they were still amazed by how strong Luo Feng was. It became cheerful in Star Tower. The human universe masters were all joyous. It was a moment that determined humanity's fate. If Luo Feng hadn't been able to resist it, he would have died, which would have meant that the humans would need to retreat back to the primal universe. Then, under the suppression of the powers in the original universe and universe ocean, the humans would never be able to prosper. In addition, the ordinary humans in the human territory would have been slaughtered. But if Luo Feng could resist it, it would be a disaster for the United Forces Alliance. It meant the United Forces couldn't even touch Luo Feng. That Luo Feng resisted it. The three ancestral gods and universe masters in Ancestral God Altar were also thrilled. They were all top beings, so they knew precisely what that meant. That had been an attack from almost 80% of the power in the original universe. Yet Luo Feng was able to resist it. The United Forces Alliance is in big trouble. Doubleface Ancestral God said with a grin. The humans will definitely win. Let's see how badly the United Forces Alliance will lose. We can make attacks now. Their attacks will be blocked by the endless waters. We can defeat them one by one. Ha ha. We'll definitely win. Ancestral God School chose to stay in the altar before, yet they changed their plan immediately. The United Forces Alliance was dead silent. All its Universe Masters and Universe Supreme Masters were dazed. They had been confident that the blurry godly power could kill any Universe Masters, even if they had a supreme true treasure to guard their soul. They carefully sensed the water around them as they desperately desired to feel its binding power receding. However, the water was still powerful, suppressing all the true treasure palaces. And the godly power was still burning and forceful, which meant Luo Feng was still alive. He's still alive. Shock Demon Ancestor, in a true treasure palace, found it hard to believe. How can Luo Feng still be alive? Even if he has a soul supreme true treasure, his godly power isn't able to resist an attack at this level. Teacher Origin even killed a Universe Supreme Master before. How did Luo Feng survive? It's impossible, impossible. Bug Empress was also shocked to her very core. He was unlikely to survive. He should be dead now. Dead. She was great at soul attacks, so she knew how powerful that attack was. It was certainly at level 10. Beings in the original universe couldn't reach level 10, and even in Universe Ocean, only Teacher Origin could reach that level of power. Teacher Origin had been invincible, and he had been great at soul attacks. Even Universe Supreme Masters, with their godly bodies, needed a soul supreme true treasure to survive Teacher Origin. Although they could only wield the power of Universe Masters with a life gene level of 10,000 times, they were immensely strong at defense. As for Universe Masters, even one who had a powerful mind and a soul-type supreme true treasure would certainly not be able to survive Teacher Origin. An attack at level 10 could definitely kill all Universe Masters. How did he survive? How? Damn it. We're in big trouble now. The United Forces Alliance was in unprecedented danger. This video will end here.